wins on the road in conference play never easy. What does it say about your team to kind of keep punching back when they were landing some haymakers?
Yeah, never easy. And then the history and the tradition in the park, and then today's crowd was bigger than yesterday's. And you could see we were getting their best punch, not just with their 2 pitchers they threw at us, but just in general. And it kind of pushed our guys. And I mean, our guys were competing early. Jarvis was keeping them off balance. But like you said, the way they responded and some of the plays they made, I mean, Ariel's play is one of the best ones I've ever seen. And I think that just kind of, I mean, he's fully capable of doing a bunch of different things. But I think that just came from just trying to find a way to win. And we found a different way to win than we've won so far this season, which is really important. And again, like you said, you did it on the road, which you don't want to pat him on the back too much because, again, the first half of the game wasn't very good from our standpoint. But a lot of 1-2 right there on display, which is impressive.
How about Cannon, right, defensively with the snap there yesterday, but he goes big fly. What did that moment mean to him?
I think a ton. I mean, the guys at the facility before everybody, and I went in the weight room, clearly not to work out, just to fill my water bottle, and he's in there an hour before we're going to the field, and it just means so much to him. And sometimes, like other guys that have competed before, it can kind of squash out your ability a little bit. But again, when you're in just kind of compete mode, and I got to get in there and get my cleats in there for my team because it's the end of the game, we got this back and forth deal going on, then your full skill set is on display. And you've seen that kid since he was a freshman. It's a big time skill set that last night you saw defensively, and today it was a little bit more offensively.
What about Fisher at first base? I mean, what kind of strides have you seen from him defensively? A guy who felt kind of positionless, right? But
yeah.
It made some really nice plays over there.
I don't want to talk about it in the office. That's the best. I think you've been doing this now for a while, so that's kind of a good answer actually for you. And then Dean being asked to do what he did, you know, we didn't look very fundamental on the bunt, but it's a tricky situation, and we've had other third basemen that have played in the big leagues or are going to play in the big leagues kind of make the same mistake. Hopefully that means we won't make it again the rest of the year. But when you got to do that, and then you got to go to second, and at the end of the day, he's a shortstop for us and was a shortstop of last year's team. It says a lot about him and Fish. And you give me really my first opportunity to talk about something that is very scary as a coach when you've got a Team USA guy and then one of the biggest portal names, and you don't know where you're going to play him. And finally, he had a conversation with those 2 guys behind closed doors, and it was one of the most comfortable conversations I've ever had, even though the topic was very uncomfortable of, don't know where we're going to play you guys, and there might be times where we take you out of a game, but those guys are big-time teammates.
One more. How much of a security blanket is Snead, knowing that, like, okay, yeah, they got to run off him, but you can still put him back out there and just it's going to be fine?
I think, you know, we tried to bridge the gap a little bit there, and last weekend at Alabama, maybe we brought him in a little too early. I think also Alabama gets credit for kind of wearing him out a little bit, but he's not, you know, and it's college baseball. Not many teams have a Mariano Rivera. You're looking to just finish a game. So the fact he's been a Swiss Army knife for us in the past has been really valuable. I'm speaking about last year, but this year he's kicked it up a notch because now he's a team leader. He's capable of starting a game, getting us out of a jam, going long distance. So it's invaluable.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks,